bottles of wine over my head and calling it art. Staying inside of the alley, just wandering, searching for the spark. Coming from underneath the sidewalk cracks and creeping up onto the soles of my shoes. At the bottoms of floorboards are constantly flooding these tales of a nurse and what is it called? It's the Twilight idols, tearing the barcodes off your Bibles, creating incisions with microchips for the rivals. Running uphill through the mountains high, got finally rich in the mist. Telling the tales of 1,000 drunken pirates whom I finally convinced to raid the towns and burn the religious simpletons to a crisp. And this slit the wrist, never ask questions, creating a list of the people that are missing. Regretting before the people of the city, your city no longer exists. Stay inside and run and drive, there isn't any current currency to be found. 2012 is creeping up on us soon, better start your rituals now. I already got myself a virgin goat that's ready for the sacrifice to the Mayan gods. By the time I finish college, the earth will renew itself already, and only the fools will scream rock steady.
Sudden death in a sunken chest, there's nothing left but open stress. Comatose and alone to rest, whatever happens has to wait. He's lost in space, can't obligate, it's hard to shake. It's too late for an open gate of more than grace. Forceps and more mess, wrapped to the corset, the course text. Never said it'd be more than forced breath, so where do we go from then? Pour the overload, sure there's more than hope. Explore the shorter flow, endure, feel exposed. Well, nothing felt this close. What, we really finally froze? It's just a stone's throw away from all the answers in this gravel pit. Alone in the darkness, but can't find nothing to light the candle with. Moonlit evangelist, too tight for his hands to shift. Seems like my hands can't grip. It's that same daydream thought soaked in analysis. A place for my mind to wander, drowning in these calluses, drowning in these calluses.
Synopsis and tap, corny children side snaps. Along any hardships, come back, stand the ground and retract.
Snap back, relax, and live in your birthplace. I've seen that reality doesn't exist in your workplace.
A window gaping open is evidence of intrusion. The evolution of a walkthrough is relevant in seclusion.
Smirk and taste the worthless banks, the nerves to break and the words to thank.
The way you scheme your colors, spectacle lenses, rose covered, but there are no thorns that show through. I try to keep mine green.
My empty tank of more than faith. There's more to face than oil and fate.
Overshining through like sweaty gas street lights. Somebody coming back to the longer Medicaid blast. Nobody ever heard the sound. Nobody ever heard the sound.
Humans, evolution, and computers. Doom is looming, consuming you and your babies. You and your babies first.
I got a twitch in my face to match my headache. I got a wristwatch that would match a suit pretty well. The only problem is I don't own a suit. And where we come from and where we're going, we don't need to tell time. But somebody once told me everything is nothing, and I can't remember how to tell my ocean laces. Remember that, remember what? Only do drugs just to talk about God. Otherwise it's out of context, but everything is out of context. And you gotta come hard if you think it like that. Cruise some acts, choose the facts. Nobody ever really wants to chew the sheet, but peel it back. Standing inside of a glass, I was just wondering if I was bigger. Where would I decide to finally see the moon in the same way? But everything around that circular intake is black from anywhere you stand. And I just decided to give myself a hand. Swallow the handful of painkillers, now you're less like an insect. Never stumble when you walk, otherwise people will suspect. Mark a particular point of arrival, just basing it off of the song step. Starting it over again and they wonder if he is confused. And maybe just have some layers inside of him, coinciding, obsessive, once again elusive, intrude, inducing. The only thing that wanted inside of him is how we ended up here in the first place. Can't tell a story without a period of a once upon a time. More she wants unless she can't, she remains inside. Never been sealed in the first place. Out of us, nobody looks at the moon. No matter what place, always look at the sky.
Please believe that long lust, love inside a pill, oblige life, managing to shed like light. At all costs inside a refill, details for retail, impale your fact, fascination. Reality lacks an impact, quick snap, retract, recreation. Soul intact with bogus facts and traps of manipulation. Social society and sanitation, focal sobriety and contamination. Bribery based in your TV screen, try and lay waste in a land labeled blind and unseen. Infested, blessed, less, confess stress to the best guess, conjuring up that confidence. At least I'm gradually lacking caption, matching life in lucidity. Comfortably comforted in that plastic bag around your head. Contort to convert, mumbling, I'm better off dead. No place is no place, but it's better than a workplace. More choice resident, torn voice sediment. That villainous ascent towards retrospective emptiness. It's that villainous ascent towards retrospective emptiness. It's
doesn't make sense. Transfuse the illusion is to repent, not worrying about what I said yesterday. Testing me this way only delayed the inevitable. We didn't wander, what was concerned, terminology to learn. Go ahead, instead I fled the scene, meaning to disappear near the transparency. Tracking system in order to make use, producing absolute variations of lectures expressed. Nevertheless, it should have been controlled, configure, introspect. It happened even before your brain thought about the pain attended. What was the drain? Maintain numerous testimony, only one more lesson to acknowledge. Tampering with my destination regardless. Mass boosting milligram, hardest later. Plus I terminated the state of living. Greater than when, it depends, attending final exam. Can we energize my definition? Can the eye value at maximum level? Only time will tell. Tinkerbell, dwelling through what remains on television between hell. Orientated eternity, certainly dying slow. Rebirth, resurface, actions speak louder than itself, mandatory. You're really starting to bore me, etc. Express. Nevertheless, I'm talking to my own personal speech pattern. Saturn turns the opposite approach.
Lives that drive me to insanity and back. Vanity pack, shattered and smashed. To survive, all you got is someone to ask. A flash to drown the noise, found the void while imagining that. A sanity sack to blaze, burn and puff. Poise the poison, saying something, just not enough. Dealing with the way these ferns front, surrounding this elixir with sickness. Pretending I'll never miss it. I'm elevated and uplifted, it's all gone in an instant. I don't need to miss the way these hands can't fly. This world's like standing in place, waiting for the sand to skip. Making moves with staying hesitant with. Gravity's got me for monotony missed. I'm moving movement solidified with a sediment grip. Asking for nothing with something to spit. Closing my eyes, fine, yet ready to eclipse. I'm dead in the midst with attention deficits. I'm pleasant in the vivid, hallucinogenic. Wishing days like this could be more splendid. I'm content to drain away or remain less tempted. It's something all in the effort. It's something all in the effort. It's something all in the effort. It's all in the effort. It's all in the effort.
The ghost of a cat sinks into the shadows, transferring data to make words subjecting his only excuse to be shallow. I'm tearing apart at my sins, I'm forgiving empty frustration is grabbing at him. Haven't you heard they use computers at the Vatican, praying away from the continent to fend off the sea monsters that sunk my pirate ship, stocky with this here beads. Already learned about artistic merit, so it's my time to be chic. Everything turns gray, feline EVP's back again to make sure they had something to say, and everything ends that way. Where are we going again? I thought that I was done with these family vacationing desert road trips, cactus, self-made bonsai viewings, elusive illusions, transmit hectic signals to make stanzas command, common coma-inducing exchange value, swap worth workshops to the worst slop, cokehead zombies relative to the homogenized television relic brethren, never settle into the bottom of the lake. Somebody please come and rescue me. 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 Somebody please come and rescue me.
I found out one thing. They are all alike. Different people will retire, different people make the speeches, but they all say the same tired old thing.
My 4 courses of sword steak meal came with a customary sealed envelope containing the greater magnitude of geographic areas preferred faith, and it all came wrapped in plastic to drastically outweigh the meaning of the content inside of it. To create a greater equal, and to top it off, it came with a thank you note from the rich people. I've spent half my life sleeping, the other half staring. A lot of it working and almost none of it caring, cause jobs are fucking boring and people are fake. Your religion isn't real but everything's great. Another numbing experience puts us on my jump and a pep in my step, and the all knowing I kinda golden as celebrity idols demand the respect. So pop another paxel, start to feel the gray areas shining through like neutral sun rays. Everyone's in motion, everything stays the same. Everything stays the same, it's progression of decay. I spill my brains in a spiral notebook, hoping that something will finally last. Know what the people the moment the number is all that they need to finally grasp the concept. Convex, spilling blood from long necks. Who's wrong next? Serenity's only a myth to get your arms bent. There goes the hope, where's the subject? Get off it. I've seen the pigs falling from the clouds without wings. Nothing's ever going to change, cause I can already hear the McDonald's Slingshot show start to sing about hyperconsumption of product and other meaningless empty things. And I think I thought it was finally reaching the outer limits to grasp about when everything collapsed. Drastic measures to ask, plastic steppers to glass mass, endeavors with cash crop. Outcome to last, electronics to mash. Finally last, finally last, finally last, finally last, finally last. Pop another paxel, start to feel the gray areas shining through like neutral sun rays. Everyone's in motion, everything stays the same. Everything stays the same, it's progression of decay. Pop another paxel, start to feel the gray areas shining through like neutral sun rays. Everyone's in motion, everything stays the same. Everything stays the same, it's progression of decay.
Days based in place chase, I'm loose change displaced to place names that ain't facing the same taste in space. And it's like, after all, I don't really belong. It's that same cage and out of case in a place where I won't be for long. I'm stuck in the box and cutting the locks, and something's been lost when nothing's a lot. Shedding the cost, admitting the loss, resisting it all. I hear the needle sequence, fishing, fixing to visit the soul of your needs. Symptom mistress, missing, mixing, bleeding cold while you sleep. Visions uplifted like lies to the sheet. Eyes right to the side of the greed, revised like surviving deceased. It's all work to find right in a time to release. Hardly where I wanna be, between pillows and sheets. Words worth the discomfort, and it's just something to dream. Less progression, fresh deception, stress, aggression, and the hook to your cheek. Things ain't the same, it's blatant decay, awaiting the day. I'm just another name on a hardships, the artist reflecting deafening sounds, wondering how his empty town dragging me down.
I found out one thing. They are all alike.
Staggering and asking how. Now in fractions, demanding a place to hide from this action. Ask when time shift to stop the miss, yet not to miss this aphrodisiac. Remembering days where the traffic sat, asking with a met perception and lost reflection to dismantle your sense of innocence. With the simpleness, it's the vows to step back and compliment the sound.
Pop another black soul, start to feel the gray areas shining through like neutral sun rays. Everyone's in motion, everything stays the same. Everything stays the same, it's progression of decay. Pop another black soul, start to feel the gray areas shining through like neutral sun rays. Everyone's in motion, everything stays the same. Everything stays the same, it's progression of decay.
Discovery made our country great. It took brave men and daring deeds to pave the way for freedom in the good old USA. Columbus set sail across the sea from sunny Spain. A shorter route to the Orient was what he sought to gain. He sailed due west, and just when it seemed his crew was to mutiny, on the 63rd day of his voyage came this more than welcome sound. Land ho, 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 land ho,
Across the sea from sunny Spain.
Born to a barcode, generation of dead, half-life in times like life's mostly dead. The pig meat, dream sleep, pollution in your head. I found out to drown now depends on the statements that you left. Street corner, plastic savior, enslaved and pay dirt in your breath. Court attacks the way home to the destination you select. And I've seen the sky scrape across my face one too many times. It's a waste to relate, still framed and yet to feel alive.
Desperation hits in the sense of the thought. Heavy kind of bus and no ways to be eaten. Something we're craving, everything is pointless. Heavy conversation of things that don't exist.
Creeping on the sunset, speaking to the voiceless, waiting on the seasick, wondering the voices. Creeping on the sunset, speaking to the voiceless, waiting on the seasick, wondering the voices.
Circling inertia with no standpoint, transacting. globe about to break open.
I don't know where I'm standing.
Biomechanical planet inertia reactors of oxygen slowly but surely defeating the traveling decomposition of beam that force specially with the traveling spotting the systems that show the time and space changing up here being covered your hands unite state of being in control. This is as real as it's kept. Disillusion, disrespect. This man's always got the same time. Look at his face. Crow snatches pupils and now when he sees his black, he lays on his back on the concrete and imagines true desert dunes protruding instead of a shallow city jungle. Born, you are hardcore, you are hardcore. Born, you are hardcore, you are hardcore. Born, you are hardcore, you are hardcore. Born, you are hardcore. Born, you are hardcore, 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 you are hardcore. Someone come and save me for the freedom, a rescue for the structure. Driven a little harder, it's 2012, I try to go loosey before I don't exist, But now I see why walls are hard to go hanging from a fake pronounce. Numbing it into the soft and slow down and cut the strings off. The rig is sweat, blood and mold, inject. Decadence, presidents, death, back, lit with skulls and the catacomb, that's backdrop.
And I'm backwards, pat mashing, asking the same repetitive set. Success is a relative dividend, simpletons living in limited realism, at least something to find.
Inject, decadence, presidents, death, back, lit with skulls and the catacomb, that's backdrop. Particles not accessible, your irises explode, secreting imbalance. This is not color-coded, but somewhat disagree. AM radio religious men talking to the elderly of something to die to. Shareholders and slaveholders getting rich and doing it properly.
Fate waits in silence, state makes the mileage taste, takes the violence out of the media mill. Within the heat of your pills, the piece that you feed in the field. Lonely, contaminant, only inhabitant. Lonely, contaminant.
Perspective outlook obvious inside a cathedral. Maybe I'm a winner, but everything is evil. Perspective outlook obvious inside of a cathedral. Maybe I'm a winner, but everything is evil. I'm more than electricity. Look at me, time-lapse photography. I'm not photogenic and I have no real purpose. Sleep for the escape factor. Two-faced to pretend that I'm only a pseudonym. Dwelling when incognito at a time. Dogmatic clouds wandering over my head. Rainy just trying to seek and find the lightning bolt. What a shocker. There isn't one to be found. A bend in the colorless background, convergent state of mind. Forewarned by only the false setting, false setting, false setting.
Only contaminant, only inhabitant. Lonely, contaminant, only inhabitant. Lonely, contaminant, only inhabitant. Lonely, contaminant, only inhabitant.
Catacomb, that's backdrop amongst the storm. New age native palm readers will stay calm amongst the storm. Inside of a box, slide in the lock, complete the chalk. Tapes on loops are bound to break. 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 Tapes on loops are bound to break.
I'm only flesh and blood. I'm only flesh and blood.
Turn the notch and wander the alley to learn how to stack the bricks right. Remember the spots while severing lots, the place where you got in a fist fight. He never another piece of wood in his life. Only imaginable in the dark echoes. Empty television memories settling back again. The youth will learn to talk straight, but never to grow a plant right. Standardizing pencil grabbing shallow water underneath beyond the tired feelings. And amongst the greater pupils that will finally earn the ribbons. The typewriters are amongst us again. The plain black lettering never bothered him, as long as he had something to say with it. But it's plain, and he's vain, so he learned to write in cursive with strain. But he finally figured it out, spending his life thinking something is shallow, but he never is wondering why. He speaks in the third person, cause if you can't speak outside of yourself, these phrases might seem skin deep. Pen prick, jagged lines, the paper fell off balance along with the spine. Crawling in rose bushes never felt so good.
Time to wage your mud, made me budge, laugh and cry, but I'm standing done. Scan the sun, shun the excess, testing the present, presence the essence. A message lost in expression, pressing, translation, wasting, progression, messing with destination, impressionistic tension slip through my fingers, meshed and crack. I seen you lack ways of wonder, number one blunder of shit. You probably need it back. Gleaming stacks of wisdom missing within them, blocking the evenings black, bringing a seemingly easy way of life to light. Shit's too bright, I'd like to light aside from blind, mix them haze at night, shape right to right, set some plight and a peace of mind. I'm still finding time to escape from mine, doing all above with creative rhymes. What's done is done, you're just flesh and blood. One to one, division will come, you're just flesh and blood. What's done is done, division will come, you're just flesh and blood. I'm just flesh and blood, I'm just flesh and blood. I'm just flesh and blood.
Feels like I've been staring at the same wall. Feels like I've been staring at. Feels like I've been staring at the same wall for years. The crows are starting to swoop down, collecting all the fears. Walking, staring, concrete, glaring, trying to find a substance to relate to, while never really looking at that caddy who had just raped you. It's more than that, these cataracts are result of convincing death to your dignity. That will be the last time you stare into the sun with such chivalry. Family members climbing trees just to pick up the top leaves, with mom in the kitchen and dad is on one-dimension digital pics of voyeurism. When is it gonna be done? You never glance at the dinner plate once, just remembering tomorrow's revolutionary elementary school duns. We always brought the cameras and told you to bring the top hats. So many reasons to write this your prospect disappointment when he said he forgot that, but it didn't really matter anyway. No one ever trusts you in combat. Somber woes, the ceiling closed, these socks have holes that matches my backpack. These aren't the memories ever worth living for what your perception is substance. Documentary films cannot capture the moment these cameras keeping my defects. Maybe I'll last through a few seasons again. I never threw heels quite like this. What is the birthday party brunch bowl doing so sober? Someone come and spike this. It's okay if no one wanted to show up to my party, so I made flyers for my rafter hanging. The funny thing is, if you showed up for that and I wouldn't let them in, told them to bring them a rope for the dangling. Bring your own rope for the dangling. Feels like I've been staring. Feels like I've been staring. Feels like I've been staring at the same wall. Feels like I've been staring at the same wall. The crows are starting to sleep down, collecting all the fears. Feels like I've been staring at the same wall. The crows are starting to sleep down, collecting all the fears. Feels like I've been staring at the same wall. The crows are starting to sleep down, collecting all the fears. Feels like I've been staring at the same wall. The crows are starting to sleep down, collecting all the fears. been staring. Feels like I've been staring at the same wall. Feels like I've been staring at the same wall. Feels like feels like feels
No wonder these kids walk around with such a slouch. Most of the backs not misconfigured, it's just that they ran out of things to stand up straight about. Cause most of these chauvinist shaman never chose to react to fast to smack chalkboard dusters in class to sniff dust and choke. Well, the cavemen spoke, and it's nothing to smoke about. Coming through on weekends, hoping supposing that maybe just might be open house. Cause we finally got a chosen provoking cloud that nobody knows about. Hyper consumer trying to find its own place to hide. Everything seemingly meaningful holds its own life to try. And I might just lie, stand back and watch the hybrids fry. When we socialize, vocalize another race to cry. Finally replace the sky with poison to make haste to die. Then maybe the waste will fly while I start breaking my reasoning to even enjoy the landmass. While sands crack and I chose to remain intact. Wow, pain stakes, strain and cram. Guilty conscious to impurity, even the remains to smash. To watch someone's brain just hatch. To watch someone's brain just hatch. To watch someone's brain just hatch. I think someone was already here, sir. He left a long time ago. See, the last time I was homogenized, I pretended like I stood out, and it was okay. Cause the whole time I was just trying to relay some reminders to convey while we commonly bombing these dreams to stay. Or at least that's the way it seems these days. God is too busy for all these sapiens. You need to go to church to have a team to pray, to increase the evenly dispersed green to pay. React and look fast to smash the progression decay collection plate. Then maybe just won't be anything left to hate. Now let's speculate. Into the weather we wrote letters, but we never prayed once. Just sitting in my room stagnating, thinking of brand new stunts. And now your crutch is broken, you haven't been able to stand up straight for months. But hey, why let it bother you? Cause now you got a crooked back to match your eyes that are patched. And you just can't find the right knife to cut them out with. Cause your eyes are blue and right now it matches the red and white. And all I ever wanted was something to straighten my collar about right. My stomach turns at the sight. And now his back has been backwards, smack dab in the middle to act out and be concerned so we can smite. Just trying to think of the proper words this time. One-liners and background music just won't cut it in this movie. De facto, one world has got me held down by my fingertips. The television screens have cameras in them just to watch these creatures flip. Let the circus acts free. We're running out of animals. Socialize without a net to catch you. Speak your mind, but mind what you speak about. Sit back and watch the crowd increase the doubt. Bought and sold, selling my senses, but just enough to make sure to keep around my friend vanity. Bandwagoning by the steamships just to live and let live remain convenient. We're bandwagoning by the steamships just to live and let live remain convenient. Convenient. We're bandwagoning by the steamships just to live and let live remain convenient. Convenient. We're bandwagoning by the steamships just to live and let live remain convenient. Convenient. So teach us our new language quick. But I never really wanna stay this sick, and I don't ever hope to remain innocent. Swaggering composure just turned adjacent with the pavement. Humans were never meant to live in tract homes in suburban neighborhoods. Out here, everyone's full of themselves with empty stomachs. Hungry, jumpy, still tingling from the side of a burnt note and broken bottle. I wonder what it said, it doesn't even matter anymore. Just keep your syringe in your back and hope for a refill. Prescribed medicines come in all shapes and sizes out here. We all stay silent still, yelling at the clouds, and still we wonder how. I never truly felt until I realized that I'll never be able to share my own skin, no matter how many times I try. And this kid's still asking why, cause the question's all he's got. And I've never liked much of anything or anybody anyway. Shapes and forms still remain the same. Same face, different names, same laugh, different handwriting. Equals equinox. People hawks with scales to make these eagles talk, but no one's listening anymore. I stare at the television screen and get stuck, speaking the past tense and let yourself echo in an empty room. There's no such thing as a hallway anymore. Same doors, different spaces. Go back to your TVs, at least somebody had it right. At least if I was living in a tent, I could bandwagoning by the steamships. Just to live and let live remain convenient. Convenient where bandwagoning by the steamships. The steamships. Just to live and let live remain convenient. Convenient where bandwagoning by the steamships. The steamships. Just to live and let live remain convenient. Convenient where bandwagoning by the steamships. Just to live and let live remain convenient. 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 Someone's beating me around with the bush that I was dancing in circles with, firmly rooted in the ground. The lives of sitcoms, when is it coming back? Filmed in front of a studio audience, fully equipped with a laugh track. Everything's a joke, just keep finding things to point at. If you're lucky, it's laid out in Roman numerals. Ask yourself one question: will the same people show up to your birthday party, show up at your funeral? I just decided to write all my words and curses just to give up the illusion and organize like I know what I'm trying to say. I've been trying to say the same thing for 19 years, and I still haven't decided what. I have a feeling we're in the same chicken shit boat. We're thinking lips spoke, going down the same bumpy ride river flow, but we still ran into the trees on accident. It's just another way to fuck a picture and split. Get out of here, there's no hope inside of this microchip, but you can't tear it out, so don't look at me like that. You're not gonna get a conversation out of me, cause I don't care about your grandchildren. You don't care about where getting off at the bus at. So let's all just pretend, make amends, and do some other shit that sounds nice. I'm just trying to culture jam it up with Kaylee laughs, so just leave me alone while I'm doing it. Mind your own business, along with the right business. As long as we're pressing these buttons on time and turn the pages to the right. Obstruct the oblivious, obvious luminosity, illusions, loops of immerse the worst, and with the worst curses, diversions, forfeit. I've always heard a translucent, beautiful song between the white noise. People are talking, windows walking, just trying to grip a kind voice. There's artwork in the pixels, scrambled cable channel, returns of a visual. Trees are just unemployed logs with the mist of the fog. There's no blame in the chemicals. Who's thirsty? You want to stream of a salesman with a testament? You want to go back to the screen and find a rock to bash your head with? You definitely got more choices than that to depart from the sediment. So never some questioning comments as far as drifting away for your estimate. So no, you can't slide my plastic. In fact, I already melted it. Climbing inside a broken box and it's starting to feel the weather. Fuck the first class section, we're all dying in the same plane. Cause the fiery wreckage consists of all of us. So that obnoxious leather seat that you reside in doesn't affect my stature at all. These bastards will fall, so don't read maps of them all. Or practice the channeling after the call. These tree saps will just crawl. Tree saps will just crawl. So watch it happen. Ask yourself a question. 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 Ask yo
a question.
I'm walking under the shadow of reflections, painstakingly lengthy physical transgressions, and you can almost see the blue and green between the black and gray. So many mouths and yet so little to say, only to relay the past as constant reminders of our mental environment's future. And now I'm going under the knife. I am the knife, I am physical, I am mental, I am temporary, I am contemporary. I am nothing of any electronic value. I can feel the all-knowing eye piercing through my forehead with its dirty looks, and I'll never fully come to grips with these wordy crooks, but at least I know if they actually believe what they speak, they will surely cook. Word on the street is that viruses are a myth, so as the needle derails and the train finally skips, just remember that nothing means anything, everything means nothing, and you realize you're stuck on a ghost ship and you're not the host, kid. I finally started to see the idols in the twilight, surrounding the pigs that want to take flight, standing illuminating as the sweat drips off the face and into the briefcase, reflecting the status of the premeditated walking poses, hopelessly closing any idea of what they used to be, or what they dripped about, or if they even dream anymore, because nothing that I can see can ever be proven to me. And I dare you to ask me just what the fuck that means, because you're gray on the outside, numb on the inside. Where's the door? There's no handle anymore, and there's nothing on the opposite end, no option but to drop and descend, and to top it off, your posture is shit. So under the thunder I've dwelled, between heaven and hell, and having these seas swell, as these kids fail, for lack of better words, misunderstood, mistook, then read between the lines in this book, dying on the weak, blind, deaf, dumb, innocent, ignorance, trying to find blissfulness, waking up in control, no avail of significance, rolling with the current occurrence in my actions, stumbling with these quotings of oceans, juggling to keep satisfaction, motion struck, blessed with inertia, no cheap speak between these cheeks, telling the truth whether or not it's going to hurt you, this life completely vaporized, knowing there's a place to hide, ask why, no response, I'll let you know this once, I'm caring less about your needs and wants, planet given with a life that flaunts death. And after the aftermath, you think there'll be something left. Catered feature with creatures cratered, leaving with a big bang, baby. Maybe you could be saved, but I'm dating this fate with a shock and awe that's bitter fateless. Unless God's not tasteless. Aw shit, remembering he resembles me. Fuck your offerings, I'm disappointed in the fact you're labeled as an offspring.
Funny little man dance, a chance to peek through holes. Over understanding gimmicks, there's nothing under my clothes. Pick Latin alphabet, regrets, everything shows. Everything closed after everything sold. Ever to wake up and never to grow. Patch politicking, malice, play parts and roots exposed. Continual break up and little to go. Surrounded by jackals, you can feel a bit of glow. I've been dreaming about the circus, my work shifts in respect. Little top keeps spinning and reflecting that neglect. And don't you just wanna lean on something? How come? Undone deeds to worship we call speaking in tongues, so mistaken for vagrants and washed ashore as gold. We assure you our respect unless you choose to fold to a history of mystery, lynching and smoking guns. Organ equals some burned down to the number one.
With the way it works my spine, motion sickness for the sake of being fine, living to swallow the truth or deep throat the lies. We follow the pigs and float with the flies, controlled and undenied, remote yet undevised, revolt to underlie, unfold a new design. We sold soul, product and pride, settled and settling, but who am I? With the guilt that fits my crime, I'm fluid in doing time, construed and proven mine, due to moving lines, use abuse the lines, a place for you to find, views to view the vine, I'm too used to used and blind, schooled on humankind, abuse the still divine, confuse the few alive, abuse the fluent vibe, or cue the doom to die, 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 or cue the doom to die.
Where did my shadow go? I can't seem to find it. What if it feels the same way moving through time without a bone, a converging single from the beginning, but thinking different? When will I be introduced to my very own singular claim, my own connoisseur? A look over here, let me open up my shopping cart, let my body shake violently, you'll make up from a rotting heart. Attending the split ideas between one or the other, glance at the clock again, not looking forward or backwards, attacking the herds that make up my existence. Where should I put my biodegradable atoms trying to form some type of resistance? But how could one just categorize himself into one group? That shit is played out. Break it down like that. 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 Ain't it something? And I feel sorry for you, but then again I don't recognize the reasons why. As the seasons fly, I've less of a streaming eye. Where's your self-conscious confidence out flaunting this embarrassingly dominant misrepresentation of common sense? Where's the explanation for this? Out digging again for pocket-lint compliments, corroding my insides, corroding my insides, corroding my insides, corroding my insides.